Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about knowing your in-laws. Okay, आपका ससुराल. Okay, आपका ससुराल कैसा होगा? How will be your in-laws? So let's begin. Now, in order to see your in-laws, there is a three-step process. The first thing you need to see is eighth house, eighth lord, placement, dignity, okay, and the planets in your Navmansh chart. The second step is to see the influence of benefics or malefics on your 8th house and 8th lord. Okay, that is Shubh Kartari Yog or a Pap Kartari Yog. And lastly, you need to check the dignity and placement of Venus. Now, why 8th house? First, we have to see the 8th house. Now, why 8th house? Because 8th house is second from 7th, which represents family of your spouse. That is your in-laws. Now, why 8th house of Navmansh? Your relation with your in-laws is because of your marriage, right? After your marriage. So, we have to see 8th house of your D9 chart, Navmansh chart. Okay, in order to understand the relation or your perception of your how you will feel about your in-laws. Okay, yes, your time of birth needs to be very accurate because D9 changes every 10 minutes. Okay, and sometimes even less than that, so you have to have that accurate birth time. But there is a difference between D1 and D9. Like before marriage, you can know what kind of nature and reputation they may have. But for your relationship with them, you will have to see Navmansh. Okay, so we need to see the 8th house of your Navmansh. Now, let's say for example, like if in your birth chart, 8th house is well placed and it is in the 10th house. Okay, it shows your in-laws may have a good name and prestige. Okay, Khandani, we say in Hindi. So that kind of reputation they may have. But let's say in Navmansh, if your 8th house is badly placed in 6th house, okay, then it may show because of your in-laws you will have to face many problems. There may be quarrels with them. No matter how much you do for them, they won't appreciate it, and there can be debts or loans because of them. So that's the difference you can see between the two chart. Okay, and primarily the relation or your perception or how you will feel about your in-laws is mainly see through Navmansh. Okay, now today I'm primarily discussing about your relationship with your in-laws, your perception, your feelings. Okay, after marriage. So I'm considering 8th house of Navmansh. Now first step is to see the planets placed in your 8th house. If naturally benefic planets like Moon, Venus, Jupiter, Mercury are placed in 8th house, then it is considered good, while Mars, Saturn, Rahu and Ketu are not considered good. Sun is considered to be mild malefic, so it is kind of considered to be average. Now, as much as the planets who stay in that house is important, the owner is also very important. For example, if Moon is placed in your 8th house, let's say in the sign of Libra, but Venus is placed in 6th house and is combusted, then the Moon here will try to help you. But since its owner is badly placed, you will have more bad results than good. That is not very good relations with your in-laws. Okay, lots of bickering will happen, lots of problems will happen. Okay, so you have to also see where your 8th lord is placed. Okay, let's say if your 8th lord is going into Kendra or Trikona houses, what are they? 1, 4, 5, 7, 9 and 10 house. Okay, so these are the houses. Then if your 8th lord is going into these houses, then it shows good relation with your in-laws and happiness from your in-laws. Okay, if your 8th lord is going in your 3rd house and let's say it is well placed, then there may be an average relationship with your in-laws. Here you will have to let go of something to gain something, because see, it is a trik bhavo, mild malefic house. Okay, so there can be uh, s- uh, so there can be some problems, some transformations, some ups and downs in relationship, because eighth is going exactly 8 places away in your third house. Now, if your eighth lord is going in a Dhana Bhava, second and 11th house, then it is considered very good, because then you will gain from your in-laws and they will increase your wealth. And you may also get the kind of in-laws or family you desire to have, because 11th is now 11th house is a house of fulfillment of your desires, and 4 places away, so it is in its happy place. Okay, and even second house is considered to be Dhanabha, so it is also considered to be very good. Now, if from material perspective, okay. Now, if your eighth lord is going in a Dusthana, which means bad houses, like 6, 8, and 12, then it is not considered good. There can be problems with the in-laws or due to them. However, it also depends on the ruler of your eighth house. Okay, which planet is your eighth lord. Okay, if it is malefic and it is sitting in a bad house, then it is considered to be good, because malefics are considered to be good in bad houses. Okay, but it needs to be well placed. Okay, so it also depends on that, but generally Dusthana is not considered to be good. Now, even if 10th lord is placed in good houses, you also have to see the dignity of 8th lord, placement, conjunction, aspects. Okay, so if it is afflicted, debilitated, combusted, then it won't have the same impact. So you'd also have to see that. Then there can be an average relationship or not so good relationship with them, depending on the placement. Then you'll have to see the Shubh Kartari Yog or Pap Kartari Yog, which means basically the influence of malefic or benefic planets around or within the 8th house. You have to see if benefics are placed before and after the 8th house, or within the 8th house, which means if there is more benefic influence, then that is Shubh Kartari Yog, which will add to the good results. But if malefics are placed, then good results will be reduced. Okay. And lastly, you will have to see the dignity and placement of Venus. Why Venus? Because it is the natural karka of marriage and navmansh. It is also the karka of comforts, happiness, um, marital bliss. Okay. Now, Venus is very important, irrespective of you being a man or a woman. Okay, so you have to check Venus, the dignity and placement of Venus. If your whole chart is very good, but Venus is badly placed or Venus is afflicted or combusted, then good results will not manifest. Okay, so Venus has to be good. Okay, so you will have to see Venus. And then you can also see the placement and dignity of second and fourth house, because second house is uh, gains, okay, from your marriage, and it's also now your family or the family you create. So after extension of family, what will be the relationship? Okay, and it also show whether you'll get a joint family, big family, small family. Okay, let's say if Jupiter is placed in your second house, then there can be a chance that you may get a big family, although you may be staying away from them. Okay, but there can be too many cousins or too many relatives. Okay, like a big family. Okay, you may get um, so second house shows that, and fourth house is your home environment. Okay, so but I'm not complicating here, so we will discuss this someday, but you also have to see second and fourth house. Okay, so this was a 3-step process to know your in-laws. This will comprehensively tell you about the wealth, status, nature, relation, okay, with your in-laws, and nature of your in-laws and relation with your in-laws. Okay, so that was all about knowing your in-laws. I hope it resonated with you, If you found it helpful, do like, comment and share. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel. It motivates me to create more such videos. If you have already subscribed, thank you so very much. Also, I do personal reading, so if you're interested in consultations, then just send me an email to astroamsa@gmail.com. It's on your screen. Okay, so that was all for today. Thank you for watching.